Alright, here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Stream On Streaming On 26. Yes, it's been a while.
It's been a bit.
We
Last
apologize,
time was in May.
everybody. We apologize, but we have some good stuff. This is a podcast where we're just talking about stuff. We do talk. I do talk to Blue about a lot of stuff, but this is an opportunity for us to share that with people. The things that we really don't talk about on stream, the things that we can't, it's just kind of behind the scenes kind of stuff. And we have a lot to talk about because we have like 4 months to cover. We're not gonna be able to cover everything, but I'm just gonna kick it off. And then Twitch subs, we got questions from you guys, things that you want us to talk about, which we'll cover too. Twitch subs get early access to this podcast, so you guys are seeing, if you're a Twitch sub on Blluist, you're seeing this before everybody else. Thank you so much for the support, and let's get right to it. One of the biggest things that happened, right, was definitely the stream tour.
Yeah.
All right, stream tour was the biggest thing that happened. The thing that we're really proud of. It was such a fun time, and I want to talk about, and we've talked about it a lot. We talked about it a lot because it was just a big event. Everybody was involved in it, but there's things that we don't really talk about on stream.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem like
nitty gritty technical stuff, I guess.
The stuff that really
backstage stuff.
Because it was fun emotionally, friends, and we got to hang out with them in a whole different type of way. We also made new friends, but it was probably the most, within a community of our size. It's not like super big or anything like that, but it was the first time that we did something that we created that made substantial growth in our relatively, that was very visible to us, and it stayed.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like one day or
it was a very clear growth.
Yeah.
And
that
that
like,
we haven't seen
mind.
before. Yeah, it wasn't like not a casual side, like a gradual thing that we've been kind of grinding on for the last 3 years. But it was a very, it was suddenly we were at like 90s, and I was like, whoa, what?
And that is big for us. Not like, and the gradual growth for sure is something that's really important. That's probably the most important type of growth. And
because it's consistent.
Yeah. And
it's consistent, and it's comforting.
Right. And so I think that's also a type of way to do it. But the stream tour was something that was super organic too.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like something we did something that made us like something went viral or anything like that. It wasn't anything like that. It was just something that was very genuine, very organic, and the people that came, maybe it just cycled through so many people because some of the creators that we were with just have a very big following. I mean, all of them have a bigger following than us, numbers wise, and that was one of the biggest things for us, was this challenge. Of course there are friends, and it was easy for us to reach out, but there are people, actually one person in particular, but that we had nothing to do with before. Like, I hung out with this guy once, but when it came to content creation, we've never done anything with Hi Guy. That was the first time that you met him.
The first time I met him. Yep.
When we went to his house was the first time you physically met.
So it was, hello, Hi Guy. My name is Blue. Are you ready to hit me on the head with a plastic hammer? So
it was this big challenge, and we wanted one curveball, and Hi Guy was the curveball for us. And everyone was so generous. It just went so well, and there was an obvious difference in our channel, I think. And I think that was the biggest thing that happened. I mean, we're definitely gonna do it again. It just takes a lot of planning but
the biggest thing that we were worried about was the fact that they think that we were leeching off of them, or we were taking advantage of them.
Yeah, we're going straight to. Okay,
I'm going straight to it. So that's what we were worried about, right? And so the fact that I think it was really, I think we pulled it off very successfully, in that we didn't stream for that time, right? And everything,
and it's their generosity too.
Of course.
The other side. So we planned it very carefully. Sorry,
because we wanted to make sure that they were benefiting in ways that we were both benefiting. So for us, it would be, I guess, opportunity to stream with successful streamers and also kind of see what their, I guess, stream community almost is like, or their streaming life is like, and also, of course, try to share, I guess, our communities. And we wanted to make sure that if they were to, but we wanted to make sure that by us not streaming, our viewers, like our community, like, can go over to their channel, so they'll see a growth in numbers as well, and any gifted subs, tips, or anything would go straight to them, and we don't get a cut of it. So we wanted to make sure, like that's something we really planned out, and I think it went well. I hope, but
I don't know if anybody, like, maybe people are interested, but when it comes to the cut of the subs and stuff like that, we said we don't want any of that.
That's all.
If we, like, because we are the smallest channel, and we, even if they're our friends, this is something that is, we're putting their content on the line, in the sense that they're giving us the opportunity to be there. If we could go there and technically we could cancel these people, because we are on their channel. Like, if I just took my shirt off or something like that and got my dick out or something like that, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would never do that. There's a level
of trust,
what I said was the most extreme of extremes, but there's a chance that we could make their channel look bad.
Yeah.
And that's a huge risk that we knew that we were taking and that they were taking, but there was definitely a trust.
A mutual trust system. Yeah.
And for us to do that, and I was like, well, if we go there and you guys take the risk and you guys make, let's say maybe one of our viewers that have never seen these other streamers decide to sub, even if it's just one sub or something like that, if we can contribute to, their channel, their creative kind of career, then we won't take the cut. All we ask for is for us to just be there and have that opportunity is good enough. And that's like, it worked because it actually came right back. I think a lot of the channels did benefit number wise during the hopefully and
sub wise, I want not to.
And when we thought of this idea and we got it into motion, most of the streamers that we did the tour with, we were already really good friends with them, so we would like be in Discord calls or something like that, just chilling, and then I would just throw the idea, and then they'd be like, yeah, that's interesting. But for other people if that idea, because I actually blurted that. Do you remember I blurted that idea? I always do this. I blurted out the idea without it being finalized to Schleb and Alex. And we were playing Monster Hunter, and I was just like,
I want to do this
stream. Yeah, and I was like, guys, what do you guys think?
And they're like, yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. They were like, and then, that's really cool.
A couple weeks later, we had this like whole you planned out a whole like spreadsheet.
I did.
Like this is what's gonna happen. This is like you guys will benefit this way. We will benefit this way, and this is what's gonna happen. Like, what do you think? Like, you wrote like a whole proposal and like threw it at them.
Yeah, and I was like, and they're like, we don't need this. Like, we would have said yes, but it was like, it's a big ask, right?
Yeah.
Exactly because of what you just mentioned. Because even if you are friends with somebody, actually, the better friends you are and the line is blurred, the more sensitive about business, whatever you want to call business stuff becomes. For me, like, I don't want it to be like it to come off in a weird way ever. So we were really, really upfront about what we wanted, what they will benefit hopefully from it, and if they don't, if they can give us this chance, we won't cancel the channel and they don't have to do it ever again. So and a lot of them were already our friends, except Hi Guy. I was personally friends with him because I actually met him before and I got along with him very well. But the day that we did the stream with Hi Guy was the first time you actually met him in person.
Yeah.
And of course, I didn't think like, oh, they're not going to get along or anything, because I just already knew, and I think you trust me.
Yeah.
And when I called him after work, I gave him a call, and I was like, hey, I know like we drank once, and like, you're really cool, but
I kissed you on the cheek.
Yeah, I did, but I have this idea and I'm really bad at typing it out, so I want to explain it to you. Tell me what you think. And I just sat outside in a department store. Because I was gonna get on the train, but before I got on the train, I just stopped there for like 20 minutes, just explaining to him what this whole thing is. And then it's just like, well, it's a collab, but I want it to be, I don't want it, the content to be around, you know, us to doing a co-op game I want it to be us going to your stream. So I want it to be the most high guy. I want it to be the most, you know, peach milky. I want it to be most schleb. And then we put ourselves into that situation. And then I remember High Guy was like, that's very interesting. So you're telling me this is kind of like a field trip. This is like for you guys to learn the way of High Guy. And I was like, yeah, that, and I had no idea what he was talking about. And I was like, yeah, that's like where he was getting to. So I was like, yeah, for sure. And he's like, so you'll do anything if it's in High Guy fashion. And I was like, yeah, for sure. And he's like, okay, so I'll just do a High Guy stream, and you guys can be part of that, right? You guys okay with Batsu games? And I was like,
yeah, because the first message we got was like, hey, how do you guys feel about like Batsu games? Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about like the Pico Pico Hanma?
Yeah,
I was like, sure.
Yeah, and I was just like, dude, yes, we are down for everything. And of course, he's just a very wholesome guy, but he takes his Batsu games pretty seriously, like from like really old school Japanese stuff.
He did not go easy on either of us.
I love his question was like, how does Blue feel about it? Is that kind of thing like where it's just gray? Is that how your stream works? Like, is it like, I don't want to do anything, you know, like should she like be on the side, or is she willing to get Batsu games? And I was like, yep, she's completely down. She's completely down. And I remember on that day specifically, the morning of, we were heading out to go to the house, and he sends us pictures. He goes, hey guys, I'm ready for the stream. And then he sends me a picture of the setup, of like all the stuff. And I'm like, this is the stuff that I've seen before on his stream, right? But in the corner, there's just something on the arm of his chair that I've never seen. And it's just, it has this weird energy around it. And then I zoom up on it, and it's that gummy bear.
It's that gummy bear.
And I was like, I've never, I don't know, maybe I just haven't seen all of your streams, but like, what the hell is this? And he's just like, yeah. Because he had a different idea for an ultimate, the ultimate, if we don't finish the stream. And then he was like, yeah, I got something for you guys. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, so we were like, okay, we have to beat this, because I don't want to eat that gummy bear. Mm-hmm. And we did.
And so everything just kind of worked out.
You ate it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I had to.
You couldn't let him suffer alone.
Yeah, my curiosity was completely spiked after what, you know, seeing his reaction. It wasn't even that bad, his reaction. He took it so well. And then
obviously he's really good with the spicy stuff. We didn't know.
Mm-hmm. And we became really good friends with everybody. And I think, like even, and it was really cool because there were games that we haven't played for like almost like a year or like 2 years, like going back to Final Fantasy 14 with Schleb. Well, thanks to Schleb, now, you know, Blue's been playing 14 again, completely addicted to it again. And she's just like, it's a really good opportunity to kind of go back. A lot of people that were there when we first started kind of followed through 14 too, because we used to stream 14 all the time. And and then of course this tour started off with us being maids, and that was the first time I ever did a cosplay. And you know, it was such a good,
it's the first time you ever wore a dress.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
It's in the closet.
I wore it for the charity stream, and it was amazing. I was really happy. The only weird thing was that I had to go out with all the makeup to the konbini, but besides that, which is fun because I was able to stream it and everyone was keeping me company. But anyways, I think all in all, it was just really, really fun. Everybody was super nice. Dude, fucking Joey was like,
board game stream was
Joey was like, yeah, you guys can do the stream. By the way, I don't have internet in my house. And I was like, but you're still gonna let us, like, he's like, we'll figure something out. And I was like, damn, okay, like, thank you. And then we did that board game stream, which was super fun.
Yeah.
It was just, everything about it was just, it was like summer camp. And
it was like a little field trip.
It really was. And for us to like it was unfortunate because I wish Schleb was in Tokyo, because then we would have gone, but like at the time it was really fun physically visiting, and we would always just like have this bag of stuff with that t-shirt on, you know, with everybody's name on it, and it just felt like a really good summer memory, and it was just it really benefited the channel. And I think that's how we have our own really, I guess, twisted, but like I guess we don't, the way we think of collabs, we're really bad at it. Like I really envy people that can like plan collabs out like really like all the time. We're just really bad at that, and we want to though. We want to do collabs, and we'll definitely do the tour again, but I think that was an answer that made sense to us, and I'm like 100% confident in that's, of course, with the internet and also with COVID and everything, it's hard for people to visit, you know, places physically, but I think we did it, you know, in a real, that made sense to everybody that was involved, whether you be the streamer, the content creator, or like someone that involved with the content creator on the creator side, or the people that came to watch or join in on the chat. I think it was, so that was definitely the biggest thing that we did, and that was like a month after.
That was our basically third year, third year?
Yeah.
Third year, like anniversary as well of streaming. So it was kind of all that in one, because we did 22-hour Bloodborne stream the year before, and then the year before that we did a 24-hour stream, just a normal one, right?
12 hours.
Sorry, 12-hour stream.
And that was like, I remember it was like tough for us.
It was really hard for us, because it was like we were only streaming 4-hour streams.
Yeah, we were
two times, but still like twice a day. But
we were so dumb because
to go outside in the middle of it all. Like, why would you do that? How dumb are you? But
at like 6 a.m. we put in a freaking IRL stream. Like we were like, we're gonna go outside, and then we got so tired. It was
the worst idea ever.
I mean, it was a beautiful disaster, I think.
It was fun, but like we were like dead. But and then after that we did so it's like we wanted to do something a little bit more like special, so that's why we did that.
So we level up every year, I think.
So I don't know what we're doing next year, but we'll figure that out sometime.
Another beautiful disaster. We'll just think of something crazy. But it's just been really, this year definitely made us grow, and there's a lot of other things that we did in the last like 4 months, but stream tour definitely one. And then we've done a charity stream before when we were in Isekai, but this charity stream that we did right after the stream tour was kind of one that was offered to us. We kind of like, they helped us design the whole thing, and it was just like our standalone charity. First time, you guys blew our minds. I have no idea. We were so scared. We told the people, like, you know, we don't really do charity streams. We don't have like, we do have people that sub to the channel, but we're like in no way like really top tier. Like we know people that have our viewer count that have more subs. Like we don't really ask for them. We don't do like subathons. Like we haven't done a subathon or anything like that. So I don't know how much of the culture here that we have might relate it to donations for charity. We have no idea. They were very confident and very positive, super supportive, but no, you guys are gonna be fine. You guys are fine. And I was like, all right, we'll do our best, but we just really don't want to let you guys down. And it was amazing. Like there was a goal that we met that was a kind of like a stretch goal kind of thing. We met that. It was just like, they were super happy, and they were just like, holy shit, you guys killed it. And I did some crazy stuff too. Like it's a great excuse for me to, you know,
waxing your legs was fun.
That was very painful.
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
I've never I think I was really, that was the one time since we moved here I was like, I'm very scared of getting a noise complaint, because I screamed so, like, that was very painful. She had a pillow to my mouth when I did that. So we did the charity stream. That was fantastic. So this year we're just trying all kinds of.
I'm gonna try everything, and then we had our first sponsor stream as well. with Outriders. That was actually, but I guess we talked about that in the previous one. Yeah. So I think I just wanted to reiterate that was like a new thing because we've never had like a game sponsor before. Yeah. So that was really cool. Hopefully we can do more in the future. But
I think this, like, and that's kind of the stuff that we definitely did talk about on stream and stuff. Not that we do so many streams that it's hard for people to always check it out. So I think it's important that we talk about it on this format too, because we stream for like 6 hours and whatnot, so people can't check out everything, all of our just chatting things. But I think doing the charity, doing kind of like really having a good thing with our friends going on, and it really seeing the channel grow in a very obvious way. Did it ever like occur to you that because everybody, it's really hard to talk about this kind of stuff because it just seems like the deeper you get into this topic, you have a it just seems so fucking narcissistic, and it's not like we're like top of the top or anything like that. And if we're coming off that way, I really don't mean it. But did you ever have like an imposter syndrome type thing where you're like, what? Because it was for us that was growing at a very specific rate, growing, dropping, plateau for the last 3 years. It was really gradual, and then to see it a little bit, it wasn't like a pew, but like it definitely was a nice jump, right? Where we felt, to be honest, since we got partnered, that we didn't deserve to be partnered. Yeah. Right? Because as soon as we got partnered, there was a part of us, and we knew that this would happen, but still, I would be lying if I didn't say that, like, you see those days and you just don't meet those numbers that are the partner line, and you're like, it weighs down on you when that becomes the norm, that you get partnered and then you can't meet that 75 again. Yeah. And that was kind of that it bums you out, it bums you out, like, let's be honest. And then now, we do, not every day, but like we do pass that line, and it just, do you ever feel like you don't deserve that, or like, do you have that?
I don't think I have it as much as you do. Just because, like, I think I'm very, this might come off very self-centered, but I'm very confident in us and what we do. Yeah. So I actually have, for me, it's like this frustration of like having to deal with one side where I'm like, oh wait, are we really not good enough kind of thing, versus like a really good day where I'm thinking like, why aren't we bigger? I have two extremes. So I do have those, yes. Yeah. So I do have those days where it's like, maybe we're not good enough to reach that kind of line, but it's not like, oh, we don't deserve it. Like, I don't feel that way. It's more like, oh, are we just not like up to par with the rest of the world? Like, are we missing something? Like, are we not grasping something that everyone else is grasping? And is that why our growth is very, I guess not necessarily slow, but it's like very gradual. Like we're not popping off like some of the people we know. Since like we do see people who jump in numbers and stuff like that, right? More than we did. Yeah. And so sometimes I feel like, oh, are we missing something, or oh, is there something like wrong? Not wrong, but like, are we doing something so different and so like new that people are put off with it, or is it so boring and so like not interesting that we have to find like a niche amount of people who like it, kind of thing? Like, right. I don't know which one it is. Or like if we're missing something.
I'm actually surprised at how honest that response was.
Yeah, being completely honest.
That makes me nervous. It's the level that I'm like, that makes me kind of nervous. That because like that's extremely honest. Where you're like, that's really shit that we talk about just like at the dinner table.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that.
Because it's like, it's an obvious, like, it's like a very consistent concern I have.
Okay, no, that's, like, I'm like, wow. Okay, yeah. And if you're gonna take in that direction, yeah, like, I think I agree with you that there's always going to be, there's so many creators out there, right? Like, even if it's our friends, even if it's not our friends, there's so many creators out there that are doing such great things. And this is good as, okay, this might sound really bad, but when you see, and I'm just being dead honest, is when you see okay, let's say in the streaming space, when you see a streamer that has bigger numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just by that, you go, oh, this person is better in some way.
Mm-hmm.
When you compare it to yourself, and I know that's extremely like not a healthy thing. Like, we've been doing this for 3 years. We know exactly what that means, that it's not a healthy mindset. But
for a split second, you think it.
Right.
And it's so hard not to think it.
Yeah. And you look at it, and there's always something there that we don't have.
Yeah.
There's always something there, and we go, oh, okay, that's why.
Yeah.
And whether it be something like, oh, that's not the way we want to take it. Like, all of that like stuff like aside of like, oh, this is the direction we want to, and this is the direction they're taking it. There's something there that we don't do, or we can't do, or we just choose not to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kind of like, it messes you up. And also with social media, where it's always just like, yes, there's moments that there's like the emo side to it, but there's also this moment of social media, or side of social media, where it's just the best hits of the day. You only put the things that gets the likes. So it's always the extremely happy moments. Like, maybe your day was shit 23 hours, and then that 1 hour you do something good and you post something nice. So then when you see that post, it's like, oh, this person's having a better life than me. This person's succeeding more than me. And that's the game, right? That's the game of social media. And everyone knows that. But when that piles up, even knowing that that's not the true thing, like, even though you know it, when you live in that bubble and you see these things, they weigh on you. And when that weighs on you, you go, are we doing something wrong? And even if it's something that we choose not to do, and I guess my point is, you can always find something that you are not doing in your mind. This is not for everybody, but my mind is like this. My mind will always go and find that one thing and blame it on the fact that I didn't do that, I can't do that, or they're working harder than me because they're doing that and I'm not doing that. Like, that's the way it translates in my head for like a while. And then so that's what gets you down, is that you find that's not the reason why they're big. That's not the reason why they're succeeding. There's so many other things that they've done, and there's so many moments and things and other factors that come in that brought them to where they are. But my mind always goes for that one thing that I'm not doing, that they're doing, and go, that's why. And that's why you'll never catch up to this guy, kind of thing. Yeah. And I think that's what I would like to think. I'm not the only one that feels that way, and that was something that definitely weighed us down for a while, right? And I think
to get into like very, very personal stuff.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest things that like we both struggled with was, well, I mean, I guess like we both deal with insecurities differently. I have the tendency to get like sad and depressed, and then I don't want to do anything. And so I get really unproductive. And Gray, on the other hand, when he gets insecure about something, he wants to just work, like do more things. And so I think it's like very, very like extremes of both sides, where, and I think like that was like a difficult thing to balance, because I know there were times where like he just wanted to do new things and like do like, he's like, oh, let's do a new event, like we have to think of new ideas kind of thing. It's like, we're not doing enough, like, well, we need to do this for this stream, we can't just stream something normally, like we need to figure something out, kind of thing. And I remember that was like a big thing that we struggled with at once.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so like sometimes like planning dual streams was so hard, because Gray was looking for something very specific that he could do, add some kind of twist to it. And so like if he was in that mindset, we probably wouldn't have played Dragon Quest the way we did at that time. He would have wanted like you would have wanted something like some kind of twist, more of a twist to it, to make it more event like, if that makes sense. Because you wanted every stream to be an event at that time, right?
It's like I'm thinking about it as like individual YouTube videos.
Yeah. And so that's something that like we had to kind of like work through. Yeah. And then on the other hand, like there was a time where I would get so self-conscious that I would start telling Gray like maybe I shouldn't do solo streams. And then I would cancel streams, or I would just do like some, I don't know, like some streams that I like just wasn't really feeling it. Yeah. Or I would just be really cranky on stream, or like it's just a lot of like, I guess very, like I said, like very two different extremes, I guess. And that was something that was very difficult. I remember going through with you.
Yeah, and I think solo streams is kind of the next thing that we need to really like talk about when it comes to like our next step. Is that, like you said, like it needs to be an event. And then I realized like I want to be better at streaming and what that meant. And then we like sat down and we really kind of talked about what it means to be good at streaming and what was really important. And we've always said longevity is what's really important about really long content like streaming, where like 90% of the main stuff gets forgotten. Right? You watch a YouTube video that's like, I know there's like longer YouTube videos now, but if it's like 5 minutes or something like that, you remember pretty much what happens because it's the best hits of what the filming is, right? That's what, videos are, edited videos. But for us, it's all the lulls in between. It's all the me going to the bathrooms. It's all the, me messing up words. Like there's no retake, which means that it's just like, it's like having the radio on. Like I have the radio on at work and I don't listen to any of it. Like I don't like all of it, I mean. But like if there's like some guy that sounds weird or something that catches my, attention, I'll listen to it for like, I'll be like, okay, that's cool. I'll listen to that. And then I'll go back, but I don't remember it. I don't remember all the episode on May 15th. Like what? I don't remember any of that stuff. But I kind of like that. And I really I like streaming and I like watching streams. And I think it just comes from like, I like just having podcasts on and stuff like that. But it's things that I'm not watching. I'm not listening to professional people talk, but it's just how YouTube was like the move from TV where like professional talents to people on just anybody doing it. It's kind of that where it's like I get to just watch like someone that seems like I went to high school with this guy or this girl do something on, just play a game or whatnot. And so I think we started to really fall in love with streaming again, and that's really, really important. Like what recontextualize what streaming was to us. Because if you don't do that with long content and you're like, oh man, like to us the goal is for streaming to be our main thing, but mentality, something you do on your off day, like your hobby, that's the goal. And it's really fucking hard to feel that way when you do it every day. And one of the things that I always tell you is I don't like how when you this is really hard to word it. I'm probably gonna come off wrong, but whatever. But I don't like how streaming is this. I've heard of it being like it's a real 9 to 5, and this is my job. Yes, it is. It is. It is a job, right? Like your monthly pay depends on it. It is not a 9 to 5 because I work a 9 to 5 and it's not a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Like the connotation of a 9 to 5, right? It's because like people that work in movies, they don't call it a 9 to 5. Like they don't, like people that are in like the creative industry, they don't call it, like at least the people that I know that work in creative industries, they always talk about the time that they worked at a 9 to 5 and now that, well, they work more than 9 to 5 in a creative job, but the connotation of when you say 9 to 5, like when you work at a normal job that you don't care about, is different from something that, you know, like and there's so many times that term or that kind of connotation, whether it be worded in a different way, comes up, and it's like, I want to run away. I want to escape from my 9 to 5, and I don't want to make this like this idea of streaming the same way, or content creation, because it's way more freeing, and I can spend way more time doing it without thinking like, oh, I gotta clock out, you know, like this is my time, my off time. Like I don't want that. Like this is everything like that I want to do, and I've been doing it for like 3 years, right? But it is harder because it's harder for you because this actually is your full time.
Yeah.
So I completely understand that, but
I understand what you mean, though.
Do you know
like
what I mean?
The
Like
whole connotation of like
it is a 9 to 5 in the sense that
it is a 9 to 5 in the sense that it is a full-time job, and you do put it's something your money depends on. So I think part of yes. Like so if you're full-time, it's like you have to stream sometimes, even when maybe you don't want to.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, technically you can cancel, and you have that freedom, and that's why it's not a 9 to 5, because it is flexible. But I think because everything does depend on that stream, on those streams, I think there's a part of you, like part of your brain that's like, if you cancel now, what's gonna happen? Right. And you have that worry, and so that does translate to the whole like 9 to 5, I guess. I mean, it's like, you know, I mean, it is a full, I don't know, it's a really hard concept to like explain, I think. But
I just want to be really clear.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to talk about it a little after.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying streaming. I'm saying like content creation in general. And there's so many angles that you can take. And this year especially made me realize that you can, or there's so many ways that we're just finding out to make content, and different, you know, angles that help you do that. And you work more than 9 to 5 when you look at it technically in hours, and you work harder, but you're so passionate about it that it's not naivety either. It's not like when you're in middle school. It's very different from like when you're in middle school or high school and you see like a rock star, or maybe if you're younger, like you see a YouTuber make all this money and you're like, oh, I want to be that. It's not without knowing anything. It's like once I've been doing the grind, I know exactly what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I've experienced. And because I have that contrast between 9 to 5, this, and I also am starting to see very recently that, oh wait, I could do this plus this. Like if this was me at work doing work A, and then they're like, yo, Gray, do work B, I'm like, fuck that. Right? And you get this much of a pay raise, and it's just like not that, you know, it's not that big of a big pay raise, like I'll, you know, do it. I would hate to do that, but with this I'll be like, I'll do A, I'll do B, I'll do, there's a C, there's a D, like it's, and I don't mind doing it at all, right? And it's,
I have a question for you.
So that's what is, it's really hard. I'm not saying that full-time content creation is not a 9 to 5 in that sense. It's more than a 9 to 5. And I'm also not saying that people that have a 9 to 5 are failing, because I work that. I do that when I'm not streaming. So I know exactly how that feels and how important that is financially. And I'm not saying like in a dream world where, you know, we can just make money, so much money with it's also not that either. But it's a very dangerous mindset to the streamer themselves when they start getting caught in the feeling that this is a 9 to 5 and this is what they gotta do, even if they're feeling like crap, like they have to do this, because this new form that we've been experiencing is a completely new thing. At least in my life, it's new. That's actually possible.
I have a question for you.
So make that clear. Yeah.
So my question isn't, I do want to emphasize this isn't what I think. So, but I just have a question because I'm curious about your answer. Isn't the reason why you think you people shouldn't think that way because you don't have to think that way? As in, like, because I am the full time, like I have to stream every day. that you have the luxury of not having to feel that pressure.
I 100% agree. I think so. And I think that's why I was at least trying to be careful with my wording, because I know that.
Yeah.
Like, it, in a sense, if you have enough stamina, which I think I have, it's the luxury of being able to do that. Whereas like some people that work, because I'll be like working until like 3 a.m. sometimes, or like 2 a.m. sometimes, but I'm still thinking about like this, what we do as that's not that normal work. But I told you that I was like, I think about this and I think that, and I think this mindset is toxic to think of it as like an office job, and I don't think it's a healthy mindset. But it's because I do work that office job. It's because I do work that job, so I know it lets me also be more creative, because I have something to bounce off of. Like, I'll always have something to talk about on stream too. So I think it takes a lot when this is your thing. So I don't know what that's like. I've never been in a situation where like everything that I do, on a monthly basis is based on that, when it comes like financially, because I have a different job that kind of like funds our life, and it helps fund our life, I guess. But I think you're right. Like, it's kind of like grass is always green on the other side, I think. And I'm aware of that.
Because I do want to say, like, I'm not saying my life is harder. Like, I'm not saying that. Like, it's not.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that I'm in a worse position or anything, because at the end of the day, the reason why I can do this is because you have a 9 to 5.
Right.
So that's the whole reason, is because you're doing what you're doing, I can do what I'm doing, and because I'm doing what I'm doing, you can do your thing.
Mm-hmm. And
so it's like a bouncy ball.
And I don't think you're right. Like, you never ever say anything even remotely close to like, oh, my life is like, my life is harder. Like, you've never done that. And
I know I don't have to work a 9 to 5, so I am forever grateful. Like, I know, like, if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't be able to do what you were doing.
Yeah.
So
what I'm saying is, because of that.
Yeah.
But that's also very dangerous, because like what that does, and when that, like, I don't have to work a 9 to 5, when that becomes the dialogue, then it becomes all these expectations. Well, why aren't you doing this? Because you're not working 9 to 5. And it's not just from the streamer side. It could easily, it hasn't happened, but it could easily come from the people watching too that are working 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Like, it just creates this cycle. Like, it has the potential. It hasn't, like, for us, but it has the potential, and you can just kind of see this cloud over people that like that must be happening somewhere, where it's like, well, you don't work a 9 to 5, so you should be doing this. And like, well, if you don't work a 9 to 5, you get to play games all day, then why aren't you doing more? Like, it's not that. Like, it's also not that either.
Yeah.
It's not like black or white ever.
Yeah,
like,
because I think we don't just turn a camera on and do whatever.
I wish we could.
At least I don't. I used to have a game plan in my head. I'm not talking about games, because I never have. I can never choose what game to play, so it ends up being like just chatting. But I am, I guess, in a very plain, vague sense, I am working, in the sense that I am using my brain a lot, like during stream. And so it is very physically and mentally tiring at the end. I'm not saying it's not a bad tiring, because I like streaming. So it's a passion project. So it's like a very what do you say? I feel like, oh yeah, I did a good job today, kind of thing. How you would feel, maybe not how you feel after work or anything, but like, it's like that feeling of, oh yeah, I worked a lot today, kind of thing, or I worked today, kind of tiredness. But I guess in a positive note. It's like, it's hard to explain. Yeah, it's like sports.
Like, you have a good game, you're like, oh, that was
like, that was good. That was good. Yeah.
I'm physically and mentally like exhausted, but that was fun. Like,
that was fun. Yeah.
We had some good passes today.
Yeah,
kind of thing. Like, that was. We had some good plays.
Yeah.
Is kind of what I feel. And I'm aware that now that we verbalized it and we're probably not the best with our words, it might come off wrong, and we might, even if we really just bold text that we aren't this isn't complaining, but this is, or like, it's just just us being honest of like how it feels like, and at
and just
the end of
things
the day,
we talk about sometimes.
we won't yeah, it's kind of and we're gonna always create content, and or else we wouldn't start a new platform. We wouldn't start our new page on Patreon, which is another big thing that was very scary, but definitely right now, of the filming and recording of this podcast, it's almost about to be 1 month of our since we opened it up, and so we're sending out everything right now, or we're getting ready to do that. Right before this, we filmed and recorded our first Patreon podcast, so everything has just started, but everything is extremely exciting. But it was very terrifying. It was been recommended to us from the start, but I think right now would be the best time to do it, just because we know the cycle of, it took us 3 years to really get in some type of groove of the whole thing, and I think if we did it before, it would have been a really like premature launch of a platform that has so much potential.
Yeah.
And that will really support not just us, but like a lot of creators and stuff like that. So I think we picked the best time to start. We had a really good push from our really good friends, and I would have to say, like, it launched very successfully, and we're really, really excited for that. And if that's not proof that we're still really just fired up about being content creators, then I don't know what is, because that's big dedication to be like, every month you guys will get this. Like, it kind of, now that really locks us down. Now, like, before that, I was talking about like the 9 to 5 and all that stuff, because streaming is very free form, and that's what's kind of beautiful about it. Now it's like every month you do this, and we're still feeling creative about it, and we have so many ideas down the road for that platform, that it's very exciting, as content creators, I think. So we kind of take it as our new Twitch, like, there's Twitch and there's a new platform that we love equally, and this one's very, Patreon's still new, but there's going to be exclusive stuff over here. We're not going to take anything away from the people from Twitch. We're going to still love Twitch.
We're just going to add things to Patreon.
Yeah. So
all our bloopers and shower thoughts and really bad stuff that we can't, not bad stuff, but like really random stuff, I guess, that we can't stream.
Yeah. So it's
just things that would be fun as like extra content for people who are interested. So
because there's a lot of shower thoughts that just go on to, just never I mentioned it
see
before,
the light of
but
day.
Like, if there was a Blluist second channel or something like that, those are the kind of vlogs that I record and put up there, just like hard cuts of things, of like behind the scenes and stuff like that, and that's available to everybody that's on, even in tier 1. So as of now, I don't know, it might change in the future, but for now, like, all the tier 1s, even the tier 1s can check them out. So I don't know, I'm kind of using Patreon as like a even more like free-form type of content creation and experimentation, more than like really produced stuff, because we're really bad at doing that.
Yeah. We're still used to streaming that.
Yeah.
We're not very good at the YouTube professional stuff.
Yeah. So that's why we got people to help us out to lessen the scuff. But yeah, so that's what's been happening for the last 4 months. We talked a lot. We had a lot to talk about. But wow, you want to get to the sub questions, Blue?
Yeah.
No? Okay. So it's been a while. I know people have been asking. There's some questions here that have been asked like way before. So here it is. But let's get to some of these questions. So we got some questions from July. Wow. Thank you guys for being so patient.
Sorry about that.
And well, Toasty's question was about the most funny moment of the stream tour and whatnot. And I think we talked about the stream tour enough before. The most funny moment, though, was probably the funniest moment for me was I think funniest moment. Do you have one in your mind? It was just everything was just really fun to me.
I think seeing you wiggle your hips in your maid outfit was very disturbing, but it worked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Funniest.
Or your nyang, your cursed nyang. I don't know why you can't just do a cute nyang.
It was
it's like screeching. It's like just, dying. Yeah. But yeah.
What was the worst? Worst was probably when Hi Guy picked me up and dropped me on the shiatsu mat, like the prickly mat. That was the worst, but it was also kind of the best. So, Firefox asks, when will the maid outfit come back, and will we see butler outfits? Also, how has 3 years gone so fast?
I'd be down for a butler outfit.
Yeah,
you can wear the maid one.
We can
again.
This summer would kind of opened us up to a lot of more cosplay possibilities. I would say. How the hell did 3 years go so fast? I don't know, man.
Right?
It's been
weird.
Bonkers, dude.
It feels like it's still our first year.
Is Bonzo, but we're gonna go harder and for it. But to me, at least 10 years. So for me, like, we're just getting started. So let's I'm really, for the people that have been there for 3 years and been watching us, and even if you go back, you go away and you come back after a while, we really appreciate everyone supporting, and the new people too, and like finding us. Like, I still don't know how you guys find us. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Marty Baus is asking, in this 3 years, what was the most Degen funny shit chat said done to you guys? Again, Degen, by Degen I mean funny, good, edgy stuff. What's the most Degen thing? I don't know. We're all pretty Degen in our own special way, I think.
I mean, I was asked if someone can buy my used panties. That's pretty
Degen.
Yeah.
But that's probably like, what was that like?
That was like first year.
First year.
Yeah.
My DMs of Fire are pretty Degen.
Yeah. So I guess that wasn't really a viewer though. That was just a troll, I guess, in a way. Yeah. They didn't come back.
Yeah. I guess it's not Degen in any way, but like your hairdresser copy pasta is like still one of my favorites.
I mean, the new one I like of yours. I love that one. The guy on the left. Let's go. That
one needs to get burnt. I feel so bad. I gotta apologize. In the Joe for that. Winning it. Oh no! I gotta apologize to Aki for that. That was the Aki video.
The guy on the left.
Oh my god. All right. When are you guys gonna do a butterfly cover with us, the viewers? You want to do that, Ashu? I don't think you actually want to do that.
Yeah, you don't want to wish for that.
I just give me enough. If we do it on Discord, then everything would be out of sync. It'd be beautiful. Since you've done more collaborations with Joe and Aki, do you guys just occasionally meet other big YouTubers like Chris Broad, C-Dog, Charla, YT stuff as well? Maybe just crossover a few times. So we've never
met any of them.
Yeah,
just
everybody that you mentioned, we never met.
Yeah.
So it's just really small bubble, and I mean, we're always down to meet new people and stuff like that. And
for sure. If there's an opportunity, of course.
For sure, we
have not met them yet.
We're always down.
Mm-hmm. How much wood? Hypothetical. If you had a woodchuck, could it chuck? If that woodchuck had the ability to chuck wood.
Wood. Marty asks, so yo, I want to know more about that collab with Brian on that track. Can you go more in specifics of what he did, what you discussed, and any references you guys used? That guitar sounded great. Congrats on the track. Would love to see a full-blown punk song with lyrics and background crowd chants. Yeah. Plus point if the view would be in a home party setting with a band. So that song was a shower thought that I had, and I wanted to do something that, when you go to shows or when you listen to an album, there's an intro track, and when you go to the show when the record just been released, they open up with that track, and it's part of the set list. And I really like that idea of having a song that's, because we have the intro song that loops right? And I love that song, and I love the visuals for that, right? But it loops. And it kind of reminds me of like when you wait for a show and everybody's there, like you're not really up in the stage, but the lights are still on, and you just have like the BGM playing in the back, and you're just having a drink. That's the stream starting soon screen. And then as soon as the lights go out and that intro song plays, whether it be the band comes out and then they play their first song and it's an intro song, my full attention is there, and that's when I get hella hyped for the show. And that's what I want to do, something that can't be repeated, something that just one shot, we're already sitting in our chairs, and then as soon as that ends, we go to stream. And that was the intro track, and I wanted that. And I was like, yo, Brian, you think we can do this? And I sent him some, there's a band called Living with Lions that on their like really old EP, they had a song called Intro that I really like. States and Minds by The Story So Far is another really, really good intro track. And a couple more that I referenced, and I was like, so I want to do this, okay? But I know I don't have an idea of what to do. So what do you think? And I was like, okay, that sounds good. You need a riff though. And I was like, all right. So then I thought of a riff on my, just chilling. I thought of a riff. And I was like, how about... I
want noodles here and noodles here.
Yeah, I was like, do you think you can noodle this up? Brine it up a little bit, but this is the riff. And he's like, I Discord called him. And he's like, pretty sure he was thinking like, that's it? That's all you're giving me? And I was like, he's like, yeah. It's just a riff on an acoustic guitar. And then he's like, yeah, I can do it. And so he took it and he recorded everything. And we got Matcha to do a great the visuals for that. But with the details of this recording, I don't really know what the details of it. So I actually asked Brian about the details. I said, yo, there's people wanting to know about how you record and stuff. So I'm gonna pass it over to Brian right now. So check that out.
All right, rundown for what I use for the Blluist intro. Disclaimer, I don't 100% remember what I use. I'm just kind of guessing based off what I'm hearing. So with that out of the way. First up, guitars. On the right side, I think I used this Mexican Strat from 2003 or something like that. It's got this wacky two-face pickup in the neck. And then on the left side, I used this Armand Starfire. I don't know if it's supposed to be a 335 or something like that, but it's cool. I like it. And then for most, if not all, the lead parts, I use this guy, the Charger HB from Reverend. Super duper reliable, super duper versatile. I like this guy a lot. I'm fairly certain with the Strat, I use this, the Marshall DSL-40, and then with the Armand, that big yellow guitar, I use this old twin reverb from the 70s. And for the Marshall Strat combo, I probably didn't use any pedals, or if I did, I just used this EP booster because, it adds a little sauce. And then for the twin reverb and this big yellow guy here, I used the Zip Amp Joyo and then the Walrus Audio Voyager, this first into this one. So for all the leads, I use this, the Waves GTR3. I think for the first lead, this is supposed to be emulating a Marshall, I want to say. And then I used put a little chorus in front of it. For the fuzzy leads, here we go, had it set clean. It looks like I did not even change any of the settings from when you open it. And then what I'm assuming is a Big Muff emulation. And I think it looks like for the end I had quad tracked the guitars, so let's hop over here. I'm assuming more GTR3. And for guitars, typically I don't use any reverb, and I didn't on this project either. Just for the leads, I have a little delay. I use good old H delay, set it to an eighth note, high pass the shit out of it, low pass the shit out of it. Basically just meaning I'm chopping off all the high end and chopping off all the low end for the delay return. And then I just saw that I'm actually sending my delay into a reverb, so I guess that sort of makes me a liar. Next is drums. I programmed most of the drums except for the hi-hat, because to me MIDI hi-hat sounds like absolute doo-doo. And so I just use my drummers, I think they're 14-inch Soultone hi-hats. I don't know the exact model, but I played that. And then I'm pretty sure for both the kick and the snare, I used drums from this F. Reid Shippin' sample pack, which was free. It's FREID SHIPPEN. So those drums can be yours. I'm assuming he has them on his site or something. Okay, last thing is this bass. It says Fender here, but it's definitely not. It's some kind of Franken bass that my friend gave me, and it's fine. And that's pretty much it. I record bass DI 100% of the time, and so just shoved it straight into a preamp. And yeah, that's all the instruments. Other than that, it's just EQ, compression, reverb, all that boring shit. Yeah.
Thanks, Brian. Everybody say thanks, Brian. Blue, say thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
That too was a shower thought. What you just saw was a shower thought, and I messaged him yesterday, and I was like, so I think it'd be cool if you recorded this and you just give me a lowdown. I don't even know what time it is for you over there, but if you can't do
like
it,
4 a.m.
Don't worry about it. But and he's like, yep. 20 minutes later, he sent me that video. So shouts out to Brian. So that's what he did with that. So I mean, when it comes to production, recording, he did all the instruments and everything. So killed it. Absolutely killed it. So that's what it was. Hopefully we can do more. Hopefully we can do more. All right. Next up, Casey asks, how satisfied are you regarding the current trajectory of the channel, and what are the plans going into 2022 in terms of the channel, personal career for Gray, and life as a streaming couple?
Personal career?
I mean, I just do like my work and freelance stuff, but you know the dream is to do the streaming thing, or not just streaming, but content creation. Definitely fell in love with it. We talked a lot about the trajectory of what happened this year, and it's going really good. Hopefully it just keeps going better. We get invited to do cool things, we plan cool things ourselves, but extremely happy with Blluist in 2021. It was 2020 was huge too, because that's when we got partnered, but 2021 has also been a pretty big year for us, and the dream is to get rid of that personal career that I have to mash it up with this for me. Yeah. How about you?
Live with a streaming couple? I don't know. We didn't really discuss what our plan is next year.
Yeah, not really. not really.
Just continue to grow Twitch and Patreon, I guess. Yeah. That's all we have right now.
Yeah.
To see where it takes us.
So Panda's asking IRL plans and collabs next year. Your IRL content is nice. So can you answer that? I know this is extremely professional right now, but I gotta go to the bathroom because I've been holding my pee for like the past 30 minutes. So
why didn't you go pee beforehand?
The real question is, are you gonna cut this out?
I'm not gonna cut it out.
Answer that. Tell me you can. You guys will see if she actually cut this out.
So in real life plans and collabs next. We do want to do a tour again, soon. We don't want to do it too soon since we just did the tour in the summer this year, but we do want to do one either early next year tomorrow or summer again. We haven't really discussed that yet because we have a few other things we want to do this year before we continue with another tour. So we do want to do that. And then in real life plans, since COVID, the emergency, what's it called? The emergency, not lockdown, but whatever, the state of emergency, in Japan just got lifted. So if they don't shut us down again, we should be able to go outside. And since we're both vaccinated, we will be able to do in real life stream soon. Like I mentioned on stream, I do want to go to Asakusa and go look at Geta and some used kimonos and stuff. So that is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. It's just we just didn't really have that opportunity just because of state of emergency. So hopefully soon. Still in the bathroom. Still in the bathroom. And he's back. Okay.
Alright, with IRL, I love IRL streams. I love doing IRL streams. I love, I
already answered, so we can go to the next question.
Well, so do we have any collab? So, okay, then Blue, tell me, what are the IRL plans and collabs next year?
I said we do want to do a tour again soon, but not too soon. So maybe next year, early next year or in the summer. We haven't really planned that out because we have things that we want to do this year.
But IRL means
I know, but I'm answering the collab thing first.
Okay.
And then I said, since state of emergency got lifted, so as long as the state of emergency doesn't get shut down stores and stuff again, we can go do in real life stuff soon because we're both vaccinated.
The big goal for the IRL, whether it be collabs or not, is to get out of Tokyo. If we can do that, that would be awesome. I want to get out of Tokyo for an IRL stream. That's a I don't know if we'll do that, but that's something I really want to try doing. So yeah. Do you miss Shen? He's really busy with work thanks to COVID plus a promotion.
Congrats on the promotion.
Nice flex, buddy. He also really misses Werewolf. Do you miss? I miss Werewolf. I do miss Werewolf, man. I want to play again.
Yeah, he's been talking about wanting to play again.
Yeah. So get ready for that. It just feels like I'm just reading Twitch chat. When is Anu getting a sibling? Oh,
when
boy.
we have enough savings.
Yeah.
We really do want to get another dog, but
we do.
In Japan, they're pretty expensive because you have to pay adoption prices, and then you have to pay insurance price for like hospital insurance, and then plus that you got to get extra shots, rabies shot and everything as well. So it doesn't pretty expensive.
Even if we get it from the pound, that's still very expensive because of course it's cheaper than if you get it from a pet store, but vaccinations and stuff like that, and of course it's not we will always put our dog or pet, whatever we get, in insurance. And when you get a new dog, unless they're an older dog, the training and stuff like that. But we really do want to. We really do want to. We talk about it a lot. So maybe soon. So yeah.
When soon?
Okay. Anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out. We really appreciate you guys. If you guys made it to the end of the podcast. And how long was today's podcast?
An hour. Just
hour?
about, yeah.
Oh, not bad. Usually, sometimes we go for like 2. So
yeah.
So thank you guys so much for checking us out. Hopefully, we can get this back on track, starting from this month. So you guys will hear us again on this podcast in November. If you are a Twitch sub, you're getting early access to this right now. So if you're a Twitch sub and you're listening to this right now, wow, you guys are the first in the world, man. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys in the next stream on Stream and Non.
I'll see you next month.
And we're Blluist. All right. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.